Shark Game here, coming at you with another episode from ChooseYourRelationships.com off of Love Can't Wait, which you can find at Amazon.com. And today, someone sent me an article about how the Atlanta Hawks general manager made a angry black woman joke at a fan event. And I'm going to tell you what I think about it after I'm done reading some of this. Okay, here it go. Before a game against the Miami Heat on December the 7th, Atlanta Hawks general manager Wes Wilcox fielded questions from a group of about 200 season ticket holders and club members at the Chalk Talk event. As would be expected of any meeting of a group of diehard fans and team executives, this one got slightly contentious, with fans offering their opinions on what the Hawks need to do. Season ticket holder Clariton Crawford, by his account, made his displeasure with Coach Mike, I don't know who the hell that is, offered to renew for 2 more seasons if the organization hired Mark Jackson instead. Another fan spoke about the need for a veteran point guard, and at one point, a member asked Wilcox why the Hawks' best players were playing fewer minutes than they were at the start of the year. According to Crawford and another source who was present, Wilcox, who was white, tried to diffuse the tension with a joke. So this is what he said. I know you guys may be angry with me, but I'm used to it because I have a black wife and 3 mixed kids, so I'm used to people being angry and argumentative. That's what people didn't like what he said. That's how they felt offended. So he released a statement saying, at an earlier December Chalk Talk, I made a self-depreciating comment at my own expense regarding my family, which is multiracial. This joke offended Mr. Crawford and his wife, and for that I apologize. I don't accept apologies. Forget your apologies. And he goes on to say, Crawford, who is black, his wife said, his wife named Deborah. She didn't really say shit, really. But I'm going to put the link at the bottom of the video. On December 16th, Crawford decided to email Hawks CEO Steve Koonin to voice his concerns. Crawford wrote that he and his wife were offended not only by Wilcox's remarks, but by his having turned to a white team employee with whom he was holding court to ask his joke was okay. And this is the email. I'm not going to read the fucking email. He's not really saying shit, really. But you can read it. And I'm putting the link at the bottom of the video. And what I wanted to say is a lot of these relationships between open racist white guys and black women, it's a very interesting relationship that they have amongst each other. It's kind of like the slave, the relationship between the slave and the slave master back in the day during cattle slavery. Well, you have certain types of black women. There's a lot of them, but it's not of course they don't make up the majority of black women. But the relationship is kind of fascinating, really, because you have some black women that I know personally that will put up with more shit from an open racist white guy than they would ever put up with a black male. I think a lot of it stems from having low self-esteem, not really thinking that you're a person of value, or that you don't really think you bring very much to the relationship. And you have some women that just put guys on a pedestal. They put these guys on a pedestal. And they want to be associated with what's behind him. So if he has status, money, power, influence, lifestyle, there's women out here today, even some women from other countries, they'll do almost anything to be associated with that. They'll prostitute themselves. They'll justify their behavior. They'll do almost anything you could imagine to be associated with that, because they don't value themselves as a woman. And it's a very sad, it's really sad, because you have these women, these types of women, that will raise hell when it comes to black men. The experiences they have with black men, they raise hell. They give them a hard time, talk shit, bash black males all day long. But when it comes to these openly white supremacist dudes, they don't really have much to say. They'll justify their behavior. They'll justify why they said what they said. And this guy, when he made a joke like that, the angry black joke, this type of shit is pretty much common, really. He probably make joke like that all the time at his house. And his wife probably give him a hard time. Who knows? But the fact that he's so comfortable with saying that, making a statement, like making a joke like that, tells me that he probably does it all the time. Or he's done it before, for sure. And a lot of times, a lot of these women that get with these white guys, a lot of them get used. A lot of them get ran through. A lot of them get used up. And when they get done being all used up and everything, some of them get divorced if they were married. And now they want to come back. They want to come back home. They want to come back to the black community, so to speak. Now they want to be accepted by black men. And I don't have anything to do with them, to be honest. That's just me personally. Because once you get all used up, taken advantage of, and got ran through, I don't have anything to do with you. And if you're a black male, you shouldn't accept them either. Because if you don't respect yourself, don't expect anybody else to do it. Don't expect me to do it. Because self-respect is an inside job. So you just gotta be aware of these women. A lot of these women, I've met hundreds of women that are like this, that married guys like this. And probably within 10 to 15 minutes of being in their company, being in the environment with a white guy and a black woman, or a non-white woman, I can pretty much tell, based on my experience, if she's a lap dog or a butt kissing woman within the first 10 to 15 minutes. Because they have white guys and non-white women have a very fascinating relationship between each other. It's really hard to explain, but if you compare the relationship white guys have with white women, it's going to be drastically different versus being with a non-white woman. Just pay attention to that next time you run into a couple that's like that, especially in places like Los Angeles, Seattle, Atlanta, especially in California. You really see it in places like Los Angeles, because in Los Angeles, it's those relationships between white guys and black women are pretty common. It's understood. And most of these women that black women, including most relationships with white guys, when white guys have relationships with black women and non-white women, they're usually lap dogs. Especially in Los Angeles, though. Oh, man. So, I don't hear anybody talking about this very much in the news outlets, which is very interesting. But hey, you tell me what you think. So don't forget to like and share my video. And don't forget to check me out on Instagram and Facebook. And so if you like what you heard, subscribe to my channel. Check out my blog, chooseyourrelationships.com. Till next time, Trump Game is out. Peace.